Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Game 5 for the Dodge City A's, and we are live from Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field in Hayes, America. The A's getting ready to take on the Hayes Larks for Game 5 of the season. The A's have struggled a little bit here in the early goings, but we're going to hear from Coach Chris Woodruff here in a little bit, who talks about the growth that this team has seen over the past couple of days. And I can tell you that the difference just from what we saw last night is the A's dropped a heartbreaker to the Great Bend Batcats. They lost that one 5-2. Just the difference in that game versus the A's that we saw on opening night against Liberal, where they dropped that one 11-1. And so there has been tremendous growth in this team, much more settled in the batter's box, definitely way more comfortable on the mound. And, you know, it was Tyson Pereira that got the start for the A's last night, went 4 solid innings, struggled a little bit in the first, but, you know, had it not been for an error, that inning might have been over with very little damage done, actually. So, you know, some defensive mistakes by the A's, some miscues in the field have led to some things that have caused the A's to struggle a little bit. However, those issues are being worked on. They're getting taken care of. And as this team continues to grow, are things that are going to work themselves out as we get deeper into the season. So the A's are getting ready to take on the Hayes Larks. And let's go ahead and hear from Coach Chris Woodruff. He talks about the season so far and motivating this team. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Game 5 of the season for the Dodge City A's, and I'm here with Coach Chris Woodruff. We've dropped 4 in a row right now, but the difference we saw just even last night against the Great Bend Batcats in that 5-2 loss versus opening day at the Liberal BJ's, night and day difference, and we're continuing to make improvements and continuing to get better. What's your message to the team, and how are you keeping these guys motivated?
No doubt. I mean, it's really just, if you ask any coach, if you could eliminate one bad inning from, every game, every coach would be undefeated, right? So it's one of those where, that's honestly just kind of been our downfall so far in the short season. We're not written off by any means just because of 4 games when we're coming out the gates. This is honestly our last pitcher we'll see of the season as far as our rotation goes. So we really even haven't seen everything out of our guys in our rotation yet, and still getting guys going. But honestly, like I said, last night it was one error in the first inning that basically opened the doors for them in the 4 with a 4 spot in the first, and really just we battled back. We got a guy thrown out of home. We did a couple other tricky stuff on the bases to steal a couple. So it's honestly, like I said, we were right there. It's just a 12-pitch inning turned into a 28-pitch inning, and Tyson threw a really good game, and then Weaver came in after him and shut him down, right? So that's everything we asked from our guys, and again, Tyson competed well, and I liked the ball coming out of his hand yesterday. It's just one error turned into 4 unearned runs, and that's basically the story of last night. But again, we're bouncing back against a good Larks team, and from the sounds of it, they've been good in the recent past, and it'll be kind of a good benchmark to where that opening day we weren't still kind of gelling and figuring out. We were still figuring names out. Today we got names and everybody knows who everybody is. Now we're just trying to play ball and kind of get on the roll, and again, it'll be a nice night for it.
Indeed, and you mentioned Larks. This is a very storied program, and as I was walking in, there's several different famous people that are on the backside of the press box. One of those being Albert Pujols. So, definitely a very storied program in the Hayes Larks, and I think it brings some excitement and even some, just good vibes for our guys to see, what the season might even bring for us. And like you said, it's early in the season. Don't want to write anyone off yet, and I think we've got a lot going for us at this point.
Yeah, for sure. This is my first time in Hayes, Kansas, so I'm happy to be here. But it's a nice stadium, nice setup, and I'm excited to be here. And just talking with the pitching coach at the school at Dodge City Community College, he told me it'd be a nice atmosphere, a nice night for a ball game, and I can see what he meant. It's almost kind of set up same as Dodge City, maybe just a little bit bigger grandstand. So hopefully they fill it a little bit, and we have a decent atmosphere.
I know in years past this grandstand they can fill up, and it's quite the atmosphere. They get into it with a beer batter, and they've got that big pavilion over there, so it should really be a good atmosphere for a good baseball game tonight. A lot less humidity, not quite as much wind as maybe what we saw last night. So I'm looking forward to what we can do and the further improvements that our team can make. Anything else?
Nope. Go A's.
Go A's. So that was head coach Chris Woodruff and talking about coming into Larks Park for the first time this season. And Larks Park is one of those programs that they are definitely a storied program with lots and lots of tradition behind it. Head coach Frank Leo has been with this program for a number of years and continues to put together a strong baseball team. And as we get ready for opening pitch, that is, we were talking about filling up the grandstands, and these stands are definitely starting to fill up. So let's go ahead and hear, I did another interview. I actually got to talk with two A's players, so let's hear from them real quick. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Game 5 for the Dodge City A's, and I'm here with pitcher Tyson Pereira and catcher Tyler Cotto. So I get to do a double interview right now. Tyson, you started the game last night in Great Bend. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to baseball.
Baseball, I grew up playing baseball, so it's kind of always been like a passion of mine. I'm from Elk Grove, California. I'm a right-handed pitcher at San Joaquin Delta College, and what brought me to Dodge was I was in the fall, and my coach was like, hey, I used to play at Dodge City, and I know the guy that can put you on there. So next thing you know, I signed my contract, and now we're here.
Awesome. So you got this start last night against the Great Bend Batcats. And, other than really that first inning, you did a really good job. Talk about your performance and what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. There's a couple mistakes in the first inning, but other than that, curveball, wasn't able to really locate that, so that kind of played effect. Other than that, everything else felt good. Body was flowing good, so just got to keep it going.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyson. Tyler, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Moved to Arizona when I was young. Now I go to school in Clarksville, Tennessee, at the grade school of Austin Peay State University. My dad played baseball with coach, the guy that coached here last year, so that's why I'm here in Dodge.
Okay, so primarily a catcher, do a little bit of position playing, got to pitch a couple of games ago. What kind of a jack of all trades almost. Tell us a little bit about what your favorite part of baseball is and what you want to do with it.
Favorite part? Probably just being out here with the guys, We've got a few more years of this stuff left, so it's just always fun coming out here, competing, just trying to win baseball games.
Indeed. Any other thoughts?
No, that's about it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
That was last night's starting pitcher Tyson Pereira and Tyler Cotto. We're going to step aside. It is time for the national anthem. are getting set for starting pitch here in Hayes, America. It is the Dodge City A's and the Hayes Larks going at it in Game 5 of the season for the A's. Let's go ahead and meet our starting lineups, starting with the Hayes Larks. Leading off for the Larks is going to be second baseman, number 2, Tanner Rice. Batting second, shortstop, number 3, Austin Jaslove. Batting third, left fielder, number 1, Jack Tarosian. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 26, Tyler LaRue. Batting fifth, catcher, number 7, Brady Evans. Batting sixth, center fielder, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. Batting seventh is third baseman, number 12, Palmer Hutchinson. Batting eighth is designated hitter, number 6, Hunter Rawson. And rounding out the lineup for the Hayes Larks is the right fielder, number 8, Leo Jimin. Starting pitcher for the Hayes Larks is Caleb Meredith. It is Meredith on the mound for the Larks, and Brady Evans behind the plate for the Larks battery. And now it is time for the starting lineup for your Dodge City A's. Leading off in right field, number 22, Kyle Morrill. Batting second, center fielder, number 3, Matthew Sandoval. Batting third, the third baseman, number 9, Brendan O'Sullivan. Batting fourth, catcher, number 18, Alex Cummings. Batting fifth is your designated hitter, number 4, Arubiel Duran. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 15, Tyler Cotto. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 7, Tyler Toby. Batting eighth, shortstop, number 23, Brock Denbo. And rounding out the lineup for your Dodge City A's is your left fielder, number 6, Michael Widener. Getting the start on the mound for your Dodge City A's, and his first appearance is number 11, Ben Smedshammer. So it'll be Smedshammer on the mound, and Cummings catching for the battery for the Dodge City A's. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just moments away from opening pitch here in Hayes, America. So let's get ready for this. The A's look to continue to build on some momentum that they saw last night, being able to take care. You heard Coach Woodruff talk about, taking advantage of some base running opportunities, and one of those really came in early in the game when Coach Woodruff was able to see the fact that the Batcats were not getting the ball in on a play that led to the second run being scored for the Dodge City A's. So first pitch is thrown down here in Hayes, America at 7:05 p.m. and it is fouled off by the leadoff hitter, number 22, Kyle Morrill. That ball is fired in and fouled off again. Morrill down 0-2 in the count. So it is 0-2 to Morrill. Meredith will fire that one in outside. Now 1-2 the count. Morrill now 3-2 in the count. The A's are trying to get things going. Morrill will take that one, drives it high and deep, going out to left field, and that one is gone. It is a leadoff home run for Kyle Morrill, and the A's are on the board early. So that is a big home run and a lot of confidence for the A's getting this game started. So after that home run now, that will bring up That brings up Matthew Sandoval. Sandoval will look at a ball inside. Now 1-0. Sandoval coming in tonight, batting .200 on the season so far in these early goings for the Dodge City A's. He takes the 2-0 pitch and drives it foul down the first base line. So it is the A's taking the early lead, something that they're not used to so far in this season. And Meredith struggling a little bit with command in the early goings. 3-1 to Sandoval. He'll take that one and foul it off high over the third base dugout and out of play. So Sandoval now with a full count, looking to continue this momentum that the A's are getting started early. Sandoval with 2 hits so far in this season. We'll take that one and ground it back up to the pitcher Meredith, who throws over to first in time for out number 1. So that will bring up third baseman Brendan O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan on the season coming into tonight batting .400, so one of the hotter bats so far for the Dodge City A's. And O'Sullivan with 4 hits, 3 of those singles. He will watch Meredith slip one in on the outside corner for strike number 1. The A's are starting to be more patient at the plate. They have now taken Meredith. O'Sullivan will drive that one hard, but directly right at third baseman Palmer Hutchinson, as now 2 outs for the A's. So that brings up Alex Cummings for the Dodge City A's. And Cummings coming in tonight, batting .250 on the season. Again, early in this season, and Coach Woodruff has been rotating guys in and out, trying to get looks, trying to get a feel for how this team is going to come together and gel. So 1-0 to Cummings. Cummings will take and drive that one on the ground. Shortstop fields and fires over to first. Picked in time, and that will end the inning for the A's, but not after the A's and leadoff hitter Kyle Morrell send a monster home run over the left field wall to take an early lead. The A's go to the bottom of the first, leading 1-0. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field in Hayes, America. It is the Dodge City A's and Hayes Larks, and we are headed to the bottom of the first with the A's holding a one-run lead thanks to that monster home run and a leadoff home run hit by Kyle Morrell over the left field wall. It is Ben Smedshammer on the mound for the A's. And Ben played his freshman season, comes to the Dodge City A's by way of Parrish Junior College. In his career, his freshman season as a pitcher, he made 19 appearances, collected 3 wins and 2 saves, pitched 39.1 innings, 51 hits, 29 runs, 21 walks, struck out 44, and held a 5.72 ERA. So that has been Smedshammer seeing his first start for the Dodge City A's. And it is Tanner Rice showing bunt, but we'll take that one for a strike. So it is 0-2 to Rice for the Larks. Rice will take and send that one out to right field. It's a high towering fly ball. Morrell is under it for out number 1, and quickly the first out for the Hayes Larks. So that will bring up Austin Jaslove for the Larks. Jaslove will take the first pitch he sees and drives it in the gap out into shallow right field for the first hit for the Hayes Larks. So that will bring up Jack Tarosian. And for the Dodge City guys, that should be a familiar name. Tarosian having played this last season for Hutchinson Community College. Tarosian, the left-hander, will step in to face Smedshammer for the first time. Ben fires, gets a strike over the outer edge of the plate for strike number 1. One away for Tarosian, and he'll look at strike number 2 again over the outer half of the plate. Unlike the early start for the A's in the top of the inning, the Larks are quickly finding themselves down in the count early. Smedshammer will throw over to first. Chase Jaslove back in. One of the things that the A's pitching staff has struggled with a little bit is Tarosian will send that one on the ground, back up right at Smedshammer, throw over to first, and Tyler Cotto in time. And that will be out number 2, but advancing Jaslove over to second. That pitch, or that ball in play, did hit Smedshammer in the ankle area, it looked like. Able to pick it up, field it, throw over. So that ground out, now 2 down for the Hayes Larks. And that brings up Tyler LaRue. Larks have a runner in scoring position at second. LaRue will take the first pitch he sees, drives it into the gap. They're sending Jaslove around to home, and he will score on that RBI single by Tyler LaRue. So it is a tie ball game, and that will bring up Brady Evans. So the A's lead off the top of the first with a leadoff home run, and now the Larks have answered back after an RBI single. Fire that one inside. Ball one. So it is now 2-0 to Brady Evans. Smeds Hammer will fire that one in, catches the outer half of the plate. Now 1-2 to Brady Evans. Evans, another JUCO player from the Jayhawk Conference. Evans will take that one, fires it to shortstop, and Dembo will flip over to Toby at second for the forced out, and that will end the inning for the Hayes Larks. We are knotted at 1, and it is Duran, Cotto, and Toby due up for the A's here in the top of the second. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field. I'm Justin Hergert. As the A's come back to bat, facing the Hayes Larks. The Hayes Larks come into tonight's contest 3-1 overall on the season. So the A's opened up their season with a loss to the Great Bend Batcats. That game, a 3-5 decision in favor of Great Bend. Then have gone on to win, taking the next game from the Batcats, and then taking 2 from the Boulder Collegians. And it is Duran at bat. Takes the first 2 pitches, 4 balls. So it's 2-0 to Duran. Here in the top of the second, Duran takes a big swing at that one and goes down to his knees. Now 2-1. Ruby grounds that one straight back at the pitcher, who backhands it behind his back. Will toss over to the first baseman in time, and that is out number 1 for the A's. That will bring up Tyler Cotto to the mound for the A's. Cotto comes into tonight's contest hitting .250 on the season, 8 plate appearances and 8 at-bats. 2 hits, both of those being singles, and has struck out 5 times. Cotto will take that one, drives it high and deep out to left field. It is another solo home run. Tyler Cotto slipping that one just over the left field fence, and the A's have taken a 2-1 lead here in Hays, Kansas. Both runs scored so far have been solo shots over the left field wall. So that will bring up Tyler Toby to the plate. Toby hitting .333 on the season so far. Mind you, it is early. This is only game 5 for the Dodge City A's. A lot of baseball left to play. So Toby will look at first pitch, catching the outside edge of the plate. Now strike number 1. 1 away for the A's. Toby will take that one and grounds it over to shortstop, who fires over first base in time, and now quickly 2 down for the A's. And that brings up Brock Denbo. Brock had himself a night the other night, showing off his athleticism at the shortstop position, and we'll see what he can do tonight here. Brock hitting 125. Takes first pitch he sees, grounds it back up to the pitcher. He'll fire over in time, and that is 3 outs for the A's. But not after the A's do more damage. The A's now leading this one 2-1, and we're headed to the bottom of the second. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field. I'm Justin Hergert, and it is the bottom of the second with the Larks coming to bat. The A's lead this contest 2-1. Both those runs coming on solo shots, dropped over the left field wall. The first was a leadoff home run by Kyle Morrell, and then another one hit top of the second. So it is Dreiling that will lead off for the Hays Larks, and he will take ball number 1 for his first pitch. Smed's hammer delivers that one low but in the zone for strike number 1. Smed's hammer's been dealing here in the early innings. Misses just outside. Now 2-1 to Dreiling, the left-handed hitter for the Hays Larks. Dreiling will take that one, sends it over the head of Tyler Toby out into shallow right center field. So it is a leadoff hit for the Larks. And that will bring up Palmer Hutchinson for the Larks. So as a leadoff on for the Larks here in the second inning. Larks Looking to do damage again. Smed's hammer will throw over to first. Palmer Hutchinson still waiting to see the first pitch from Bid Smed's hammer. He'll fire and deliver. Fastball over the plate. Strike number one. Larks now batting in the bottom third of the order. Smed's hammer will fire that one, missing inside. Evens a count at 1 apiece. Throws that one inside, catches the inner part of the plate. Now, 1-2 the count. Ben has been dealing early. So not only did Ben play as a pitcher, he'll throw that one in. Will go as a ball, and Cummings fires down to second, trying to catch the runner, but throw is high. Stolen base for the Hayes Larks. 2-2. The count now to Palmer Hutchinson. No outs. He'll throw a fastball inside. Now brings the count full. First full count that Smed's hammer will face in this game, and let's see what he can do. Payoff pitch will be driven out into left field. The Larks are sending, so they will notch this game back at 2. No outs, and that will put Palmer Hutchinson on at first base with an RBI single. So after stealing over to second, an RBI single into left field scores. We are knotted back at 2. This is Hunter Rawson. Grounds over to third, throw over to first. In time, and that is the double play that the A's needed, and that will end the inning for the Hayes Larks. Sorry, that's 2 outs. My bad. I was getting ahead of myself. So double play erases runners on the base pass for the Larks. So that will bring up Leo Jimian for the Hayes Larks. Jimian will take that pitch, drives it out into center field, left center field. A little short fly ball for a base hit. The Hayes Larks continue to do what they do. That's put the ball in play. So we are back at the top of the order for the Larks with Tanner Rice, who grounded out in his first at bat. And he will look at strike number 1 over the outer part of the plate. Smed's hammer fires and delivers for strike number 2. The A's are trying to get back to back and answer the 2 runs that have now been scored in answer to the A's runs by the Hayes Larks. 1-2 the count now to Rice. Rice will take that one, drives it out to left field. Widener's tracking it, hauls it in, and that will end the inning for the Larks. And it will be Widener, Morrell, and Sandoval due up for the A's in the top of the third. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field. I'm Justin Hergert, and it is the top of the third as the A's face the Hayes Larks. Knotted at 2 apiece. In the early innings of this game, Michael Widener will step in and foul off the first pitch he sees for strike number 1. Widener steps in for his first at bat. He'll take the second pitch he sees, drives it out to left center field, out to the wall. And that will be a stand-up double for Michael Widener. And that is his first extra base hit of the season. That will bring up Kyle Morrell, who led off the A's in the top of the first. After working the count full, drove a ball high and deep out over the left field wall to start the early scoring, and he will look at strike number 1. So there is activity now down in the Hayes bullpen. Some work also in the A's bullpen as well. So that ball's put on the ground. It's Hutchinson ranging in and will throw over to first in time for out number 1. But moves Widener over to third in the process. So that will bring up Matthew Sandoval to the plate for the A's, who grounded out his first at bat after driving a pitch right back to the pitcher. Sandoval swing and miss at a ball towards the opposite batter's box, now down in the count 0-1. So Sandoval takes strike 2. Matthew Sandoval hitting .200 on the season so far. Has himself a run scored as well. So now 1-2 the count to Sandoval. Meredith is set. He will deliver outside. That was a design play, looks like, trying to get Sandoval to go fishing. The catcher was set up well over into the opposite batter's box. Nothing doing to even the count at 2 apiece. Sandoval will take that pitch, grounds it back up to the second baseman. He'll fire, throw over in time now for out number 2. So that will bring up Brendan O'Sullivan, who line drive right back at the third baseman in his first at bat. Brendan O'Sullivan, having played his freshman campaign at San Joaquin Delta, averaging .305 in his season. Looks at strike number one. Meredith will fire and deliver over the outer half of the plate. Now strike number two. 2 away and 2 strikes to O'Sullivan. The A's are trying to take advantage of a runner in scoring position to try to keep pace with the Hayes Larks. Sullivan will swing and miss on that one, and the A's will go down on strikes, and that will end the inning. No runs scored, and it will be Jaslov, Tarosian, and LaRue due up for the Larks here in the bottom of the third. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Hammer will fire for a ball missing inside. A 2-0 the count for Hammer. Jaslov will drive that one out to right center field. It's Morel coming in to haul that one in. Now out number one for the A's. And the A's are trying to get back to bat. Maintain some momentum after 2 big home runs have kept the A's in this game. It is Jack Tarosian up to bat for the Hayes Larks. He'll check a swing and take ball number one outside. Hammer dealing here. Tarosian will take that one and foul it off over the third base dugout. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Tarosian will take that one high. 2-1. Hammer will deliver that one, hit on the ground. Cotto ranging over, can't haul it in, and that will go down as a base hit for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks with a runner on first. Tyler LaRue at bat. Cummings will take that, fire down to first, check. Terosian. It is 1-0 the count to Tyler LaRue for the Hayes Larks. Tied to a piece. And LaRue will give a little excuse me hack. Doesn't even get the bat off his shoulder. Evens the count at 1 apiece. LaRue a little frustrated with himself after that one. Does the same thing again. Fouls it right back over at the first base dugout. Now down in the count, 1-2. Dimensions here at Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field. 319 down the right field line. 349 in the right field power alley. 405 to center. As LaRue will swing and miss and go down on strikes. Now 2 away for the Larks. So it's 405 to center. 349 in the left field power alley and 322 down the left field line. So that will bring up Brady Evans. Evans hit into the fielder's choice. It ended the top of the bottom of the first. Evans will step in and face Smed's-Hammer for the second time, but it is Terosian taking off and taking second before Smed's-Hammer could even get the pitch off. So now Terosian out at second, and the Hayes Larks showing off their wheels in the early innings of this game. Smed's-Hammer's got a sign. He'll fire one at the letters, but outside. Now 2-0 to Brady Evans. Smed's-Hammer's got his sign and set. He'll fire a fastball. Evans will send that one on the ground to the third baseman. Fired over to Cotto at first, not able to haul it in, and that error will allow for Terosian to come around and score. So that will be a throwing error on the third baseman. And the Hayes Larks have taken the lead now 3-2. Evans at first. So Dreiling will take first pitch he sees, drives it out to center field. Sandoval there to haul it in. And that will end the inning for the Hayes Larks. Not after the Hayes Larks have now scored in every inning and taken the lead 3-2. It will be Cummings, Duran, and Cotto due up for your Dodge City A's. You have been listening to A's Baseball.
Check it out, number 14, Sam Hedman, and number 32, Hunter Marshall. Tonight's Lark Celebrity Ticket Sellers. They're accompanied by Lauren Becker. Tickets sold by $1 each, 6 for $5. And make you eligible for everything we're giving away tonight on cash. The prizes to Tommy's Car Wash Clean and a free car wash if the Larks get a 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 6th. Now pitching for the Larks from Mid-America Christian University, number 27, Lou Kelly.
Welcome back to Schumacher Nelson Field at Larks Park in Hayes, America. I'm Justin Hergert. And it is the Dodge City A's and the Hayes Larks. And the Larks have made the call to the bullpen to bring in the righty, Luke Terbeek. So Caleb Meredith's night is done after just 3 innings of work. Caleb Meredith goes 3 innings, 11 balls, 25 strikes, 2 runs, struck out 1 on 3 hits. So that will close the books on Meredith, and now we will see what Luke Terbeek can do as Alex Cummins steps into the box and takes the first pitch he sees, drives it out to left field, and that will be a single, a leadoff single for Cummings, and the A's are back in business to bring up the hometown native, Rubio Duran. And the A's are going to send courtesy runner out to the base paths, and that is going to be I believe that is Rhett Pospischal running on the base paths for the Dodge City A's. Terbeek fires and delivers strike number 1 to Duran. So Pospischal on the base paths over at first. It's a courtesy runner for catcher Alex Cummings. Duran takes that fastball outside in the opposite box. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Ruby Duran, like I said, hitting .250 coming into tonight. Grounds that one up to second base. He will tag. Tanner Rice will tag Pospischal as he runs by and then throws over to LaRue at first in time to complete the double play for the Hayes Larks. So that will bring up first baseman Tyler Cotto for the A's, now with 2 away. Cotto hit that second home run in the second inning. He'll pop that one up high and out into foul territory, out of play. Now down in the count 0-1. Terbeek will fire inside. Cotto check swing, but nonetheless, now strike number 2. Terbeek will wind and deliver. Cotto will pop that one up again into shallow outfield. Second baseman's giving chase, hauls it in. That will end the inning for the A's. You have been listening to A's Baseball.
and prizes for everyone attending tonight's game. Let's all show support of Hayes, Larks, Baseball. Thank you, one and all. Ben Smedshammer back to the helm for Dodge City. The Larks are on the road this week, June 10th through the 13th, as they travel to Colorado for games with the Green Bay Saints, the Denver Eagles, and the Colorado Rough Riders. The boys in blue are back here at Larks Fire Farm on June 15th, 1 week from tonight, to begin a 6-game homestand with return games against the Colorado Rough Riders and the Denver Cougars. Mark your calendar for Friday, June 17th, our annual First Responders Night here at the ballpark. Leading off the fourth inning for the Larks, the third baseman, number 12, Palmer Hutchison.
Welcome back to Hayes and Larks Park. It is the bottom of the fourth, and Palmer Hutchinson leading off. Ben Smedshammer back out for his fourth inning of work. And after the 0-1 count, Hutchinson will drive that one high out to right field, and Morrell will range in and haul that one in for out number 1. One quickly away for the Larks.
Tonight's beverage batter,
And that brings up Hunter
Rawson.
Rawson for the Larks. The A's are trying to hang a 0 after 2 scoreless innings themselves. So now 1-0 to Rawson. 2-0. Fires fastball outside, now 3-0. 3 straight balls to Rawson. Smedshammer's trying to work his way out of a walk. He'll deliver a 4-pitch walk, and that will bring up Leo Jimian.
The right fielder, number 8, Leo Jimian.
Jimian hit a single just over the shortstop's head. His first at bat. And the Hayes Larks are looking to continue their scoring ways with 1 out. Delivers that one, driven foul down the third base line. Smedshammer continuing his work. Take a slight pause while they go snag that ball out of left field. Ben was on the call with me last night, adding color commentary, talking about mixing up pitches and changing eye levels and locations. Chop that one down the third base line, foul again, now down in the count, 0-2. So now that Smedshammer's delivered those 2, let's see what he does to change this up and try to get Jimmy into fish. Maybe swing over a pitch. He'll throw over to check on Rawson. Ben looking at his catcher, Alex Cummings. He's got his sign. That ball's hitting high and deep out to left field. Widener there to haul it in, and that ball is thrown in a hurry and keeps Rawson at first base. So now 2 away for the Hayes Larks. And that brings up Tanner Rice for the Hayes Larks. And Rice will look at first pitch low for ball number 1. Looking around the league, the Denver Cougars beat the Colorado Rough Riders 9-4 in their game tonight. Cummings is going to go out and have a quick conversation with Smedshammer. Lights are coming on here at Larks Park. The clouds are thickening up. Storms are expected out here in western Kansas once again tonight. Trying to get back on the same page. Smedshammer will fire. That one's popped up but foul and out of play over the third base dugout. Now 2-1 to Tanner Rice. And the A's are trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Trailing this game 3-2. The A's have hit 2 solo shot home runs. Rawson takes off. That ball is hit high into the air. O'Sullivan ranges over into foul territory. He'll haul that one in, and that ends the inning for the Hayes Larks. More importantly, brings the A's back to bat. It will be the bottom third of the order, and Toby, Denbo, and Widener due up. When we return in the top of the 5th, you have been listening to A's Baseball. It is the top of the 5th for the Dodge City A's. We are in Hayes, America. The Dodge City A's against the Hayes Larks. The A's are trailing this one 3-2. It is Tyler Toby coming to bat for the A's. Toby grounded out his first time up and will face Luke Terbeek. Terbeek fires a fastball in over the plate for strike number 1. Terbeek came in, made short work in the last inning. Catches the outside part of the plate, now strike number 2. So the A's scored in the first on a solo shot home run over the left field wall. That pitch is fired in, missing outside. Now 1-2. It was Tyler Cotto. That one's driven fair, just out of the outstretched glove of the third baseman and Palmer Hutchinson, and that will be a stand-up double for Tyler Toby. And more importantly, the leadoff runner is on, and the A's are back in business with a runner in scoring position. That brings up Brock Denbo for the A's. Denbo grounded out right back at the pitcher, his first time at bat. As the A's are working their second trip around the batting order. Terbeek will fire and deliver. That one's over to third base. He'll throw over to Rue at first in time, and now out number 1 for the Dodge City A's. Terbeek dealing here early, and that brings up Michael Widener hitting in the 9-hole. He hit a double himself that rolled out to the wall. Widener swings and misses. Now 0-1 in the count. Widener will swing at that one. Now down in the count 0-2, and Widener has struck out 5 times coming into tonight, but looks at that ball low and well outside. Now 1-2. 1 away for the Dodge City A's, and Tyler Tobey out in scoring position at second. It's the top of the 5th as the A's are trying to knot this one back even or take the lead. Widener will swing and miss over top of that one and goes down on strikes. Now out number 2. We're back at the top of the order with Kyle Morrell, who hit that monster home run in the first. Morrell 1 for 2 so far. Looking to have himself a night. Morrell's been getting work out right field as well. Made a come ranging in to get a big out in the last inning. Morrell looks at that one inside, a fastball over the outside edge of the plate, rather. Evens a count at 1 apiece. Work starting for the A's down in the bullpen, and that is Angelo Zazzarino. Looks to be starting to warm up. Now 1-2 to Kyle Morrell. The A's. Morrell will look at that one outside, evens a count at 2 apiece. So the A's, after tonight's game, will have a day off tomorrow. They are doing youth camps during the day, but will have an evening off to rest and recover before the Batcats come back to Dodge City on Thursday for the return trip. So Morrell will take that one and drive it foul over the third base dugout. We'll repeat the 2-2 over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th for the Dodge City A's. 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. The A's have only stranded 1 so far, and Morrell will send that one missiling towards the third base dugout, but foul again. The Hayes Larks, 3 runs on 5 hits, 6 hits, no errors, and have stranded 4. So Morrell will swing over that one and go down on strikes. And the A's strand another one. We are headed to the bottom of the 5th. It is Jaslov, Tarosian, and LaRue due up for the Larks. You have been listening to A's Baseball.
more than $500,000 for the great selection of Hayes Larks merchandise, courtesy of TK and KC from Hayes Duel Hayes, the official suppliers of Larks merchandise. And Larks fans, the 2022 edition of Larks baseball player cards will be available in this season only at the Larks apparel store. They'll be available for next week's games starting on the 17th. You'll want to collect them all.
Welcome back to Hayes, Kansas. Larks Park and Schumacher Nelson Field. It is the Dodge City A's and Hayes Larks. Rocky Mountain Baseball League action tonight. A's trailing this one 3-2 in a tight ball game, and it is Ben Smedzhammer now out for his 5th inning of work. Smedzhammer has been dealing, throwing just 56 pitches through 4 innings, 35 of those for strikes. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, Curbs Law Office, McDonald's Cool Enterprises, LLC, and Lewis Automotive Group. Without the sponsorship, broadcasts like this would not be possible, nor would it be possible to play Dodge City A's baseball in the summer. Thank you for your support of the Dodge City A's. It is Austin Jaslove leading off for the Hayes Larks in the bottom of the 5th, and he takes the first pitch he sees and fouls it off down the third base line, now down in the count 0-1. So he'll take that one for strike number 2. Smedzhammer continues to work on the mound for the A's. He'll fire that one. It's driven high out into shallow center field, fielded by Denbo. Out number 1. So that will bring up Jack Trosian for the Hayes Larks. A ground out and a single to his name so far in this game. So Larks are currently making their 3rd trip through the batting order. Smedzhammer will deliver that pitch. It is driven high and deep out to left field. Widener there to take it. Fields cleanly. That is now 2 away for the Hayes Larks.
The first baseman, Tyler LaRue.
That high towering fly ball. Not hit far enough, and the Hayes Larks now with 2 outs. Smedzhammer delivers inside. Barely got a piece of it, but fouls it off. Now down in the count 0-1 is Tyler LaRue. LaRue 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout to his name in this game. A's scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Have not scored since. The Larks scored in the first 3 innings of this game. LaRue evens a count at 1 apiece. Smedzhammer takes fastball low and inside, now 2-1. Smedzhammer is trying to hang his second 0 on the board for the evening. Fires that one inside. Sends LaRue backwards, now 3-1. Ben delivers that one. Catches the outer edge of the plate, and the home crowd did not like that call, but it's a full count now to Tyler LaRue. LaRue takes that payoff pitch, grounds it out, just out of range of the outstretched arms of Brock Denbo, and that's a hit for the Hayes Larks. Okay, we should be back online. I apologize for that slight technical difficulty, but I believe we are back online, and it is the top of the sixth for the Dodge City A's. And it is Matthew Sandoval leading off, currently even in the count at 2 apiece. So the payoff pitch coming in.
The third baseman, number 9, Brendan O.
Sandoval will draw a leadoff walk from the new pitcher, Cade Hare. Cade Hare on the mound for the Hayes Larks. And the A's have their leadoff runner on, and that brings up Brendan O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan 0 for 2 on the evening. And O'Sullivan is looking to get his first hit of the night. Hare will fire. Sullivan showing bunt. Sandoval takes off and steals second. That ball delivered wide. So this will be the first game back for the Dodge City A's and Hayes Larks after a 2-year hiatus, while the A's were in the Kansas Collegiate League, and the Hayes Larks chose to join the Rocky Mountain League. So Sullivan fouls one off, evens a count at 1 apiece. He'll step out and get the sign from Coach Woodruff. That inside pitch comes in, catches the inner part of the plate. That finds O'Sullivan down in the count, 1-2. So the A's with a runner in scoring position, and Sandoval at second. Sullivan looking for ways. He'll pop that one up. It goes straight up. Catcher Evans is back. He not able to handle it. Had it in his glove, but drops it. And Sullivan will stay alive. Evans popped up quickly. He was tracking it. Had the ball in his glove, but not able to handle it. Breathes new life back for O'Sullivan as he'll step back into the box. Harrell look in and get his sign and come set. He'll throw over. That ball lined right back. Lined at the third base, quickly thrown over to second, and that will double off Sandoval. Now 2 outs in this inning for the A's.
Third batter up in the inning, the catcher, number 18, Alex Cummings.
So that double play now will bring up the catcher, Alex Cummings. Cummings a ground out and a single so far in this game. The Hayes Larks looking to go a perfect inning, 1, 2, 3, and give away prizes from one of their sponsors. The A's are trying to spoil that. Cummings will foul that one off back over the nets behind us. Down in the count, 0-1. Hare will Deliver. Cummings drives that back into the gap, out into the left field, and the A's have a runner at first. And that will bring out Rubio Duran. Duran himself grounded out twice so far. And the A's will elect to use a courtesy runner and send Rhett Pospical out into the base pass. Duran bounces out of the way, leaves his bat up, fouls that one off, 0-1. He'll take a big swing at that one. Again, falls down to his knees like he did earlier. Now down in the count, 0-2. Ruby comes into tonight saying that he wants to continue to get work in at bat, getting that opportunity as a designated hitter. So Hare will step off, adjust his hat. And the A's spoiled the perfect inning for the Hayes Larks. Duran's wanting to continue to make those spoils. He will foul that one off the end of the bat. Repeat the 0-2 over again. Duran steps back into the box. Hare's got his sign, comes set. Ruby will foul that one off again. 4 straight strikes for Ruby, fouling the last 2 off to extend this at bat. Ruby Duran at bat, looks at ball 1 down low. And in his freshman campaign, started in 2 games, even stole a base, hitting .333 for the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors. Had 16 putouts. He'll take that one, pops it up high, but out of play. And the foul fest continues for Duran. Had 16 putouts, assisted in 1. 3 RBIs and even swiped a bag himself. So Duran will step back in. Where he'll deliver a fastball down low. Catcher Brady Evans will keep that in front of him, but not in time to stop the advancing runner, Rhett Pospical. He's now down at second. Pospical in scoring position for the Dodge City A's. 8th pitch of this at bat coming for Duran. He'll drive that one out. A grounder out to second base, fired over to first in time for the out, and that ends the threat for the A's. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, another one stranded for the A's. And it is the Hayes Larks coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Hayes, Kansas, and Larks Park. It's the bottom of the sixth. Dreiling takes the first pitch he sees, fouls it off down the right field line, and that one's driven out to deep center field. Sandoval back and tracking it and hauls it in. 2-pitch out. So that is one down for the Larks. And that brings up Palmer Hutchinson, 1 for 2 in the evening. A single and a fly out. Smed's hammer is dealing in his 6th inning of work now. Fires a fastball high and outside for ball number 1. A's pitching staff coming into tonight has struggled a little bit, issuing free passes. Smed's hammer is combined for one, or went for 1 strikeout, walked 1 so far through 74 pitches. Now 1-2 the count to Palmer Hutchinson. Hutchinson will take that one and foul it off over the nice tall nets here at Larks Park to remain alive. 1-2, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. A's trailing this one 3-2. A close game. Hutchinson will take that one on the ground out to second baseman Tyler Tobey. Fires over to Cotto at first in time. Now 2 away. Tobey bobbled it a little bit, but still able to handle it. Assisting the out. And that brings up Hunter Rawson, 0 for 1, a ground out and a walk. So the A's pitching staff through last night have struck out 36, hit 7, and walked 27, a combined 8.265 ERA. Hutchinson finds himself even in the count 1-1. The A's are trying to get out of this one, hanging their 3rd straight 0. Try to get the bats back to work. Smed's hammer will fire that one down low. Now 2-1. And delivers a fastball driven out to right field. It's Kyle Morrell there to handle that one. And the Hayes Larks will go down 1-2-3. It is Cotto, Tobey, and Denbo due up for the A's when we return in the top of the 7th. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Larks Park in Hayes, Kansas. It is a Dodge City A's and Hayes Larks. We are going to the top of the 7th, and it is Tyler Cotto leading off for the A's, trailing 3-2. A's scored 1 in the first on a monster home run hit by Kyle Morrell, and then again in the second on a solo shot hit by Tyler Cotto. Both of those over the left field wall. Cade Ware back out for his second inning of work for the Hayes Larks. Misses now 1-0 to Cotto. There has not been a run scored since the bottom of the third, and the A's are trying to change that here. Even this one up or even take the lead. 1-1 the count to Cotto, who flew out his last time up. Ware will deliver a fastball down low, 2-1 to Tyler. We got to talk to Tyler in the pregame interview. Enjoying his time as a Dodge City A, and he'll take that one and foul it off to even the count at 2 apiece. Cotto played now his junior campaign at Austin Peay State University, doing a little bit of everything. Catcher, pitcher, third base, playing first base today for the A's. He'll swing and a miss, and that will be a drop third strike. Making the tag is Evans for out number 1. So that will bring up Tyler Toby, 1 for 2. Headed doubles his last time at bat. The A's working on completing their third trip around the batting order. Ware will come set and deliver a fastball down low. Toby finds himself up in the count, 1-0. Clouds getting thicker here in Hayes. Nice night, not a lot of wind to speak of. Toby will take that one, drive it high and deep out to center field, but Dryling's there to haul it in, and out number 2 for the Dodge City A's. That ball was hit well, but Dryling there to haul it in. Now 2 away, and Denbo looking to get a hit for himself in this game, having grounded out both times he's been at the plate. So Denbo would dig in. Ware fires outside for ball number 1. Ware's kind of been firing all over the place, a little bit outside, a little bit down low, getting some in the zone and getting contact. That one catches the zone and now evens the count at 1 apiece. Denbo grounds that one back to the pitcher Ware, throw over to LaRue in time, and that will end the inning for the Dodge City A's. And it is stretch time in Hayes, Kansas. You've been listening to A's Baseball. A's call to the bullpen, and it is Angelo Zazzarino on the mound for the A's. So the night is done for Ben Smedshammer, and we'll look at his numbers here just shortly. So Smedshammer goes officially 6 innings. So let's look at his work. Goes 6 innings, faces 26 batters, throws 82 pitches, 53 for strikes, gives up 3 runs, all of those with it, 2 of those earned, strikes out 1, walks 1.
Leading off the 7th inning for the Larks.
That is the stat line for Ben Smedshammer, and a great night of work here at Larks Park. His first start for the Dodge City A's. First appearance even for Ben for the Dodge City A's. So it is Angelo Zazzarino on the mound. Leading off for the Hayes Larks is Leo Jimian. Shows bunt, tries to bunt it up the third base line, goes foul for strike number 1. So Angelo Zazzarino saw his last appearance against the Liberal BJs. And Jimmy will send a ground ball right back up. Zazzarino not able to handle it, so that'll be a leadoff single.
Top of the Larks batting order, the second baseman.
For the Hayes Larks. We are back at the top of the order with Tanner Rice, who is 0 for 3. So Zazzarino in that game against the Liberal BJs goes 1 inning, 2 hits, and gives up 5 runs, all of those earned, walk 3, and hit 1. So that is a stat line for Angelo Zazzarino as he delivers a fastball to get Rice swinging. Strike number 1. Zazzarino will adjust his hat. The righty working from the first base side of the rubber. Gets his sign and comes set. Rice shows bunt. That one will catch the zone. Now strike number 2 for Zazzarino. Trying to continue hanging zeros for the Hayes Larks. Give the A's an opportunity to tie this one up or even take the lead in the top of the 8th. Zazzarino delivers outside. Now 1-2. Runner at first. Jimmy will get his lead off. Jimmy takes off. Cummins not gonna throw down. Maybe he didn't have a good grip on that ball, so 2-2 the count. Runner now at second for the Hayes Larks. No away here in the bottom of the 7th. And Zazzarino delivers outside and low. Now the count full, so the payoff pitch coming, but first Alex Cummings is going to go down and have a quick chat with Zazzarino. Make sure they're on the same page. Make sure that they can see things clearly. Payoff pitch delivered inside, and that will draw the walk. So now runners at first and second for the Hayes Larks. And no outs, and that brings up Austin Jaslove. 1 for 3. Flew out. It was Brock Denbo making that catch. Shallow center field. Brock again showing off his athleticism at the shortstop position for the Dodge City A's. Zazarino looks down to second, shows bunt, hits it up the right field side, but it rolls foul. Strike number 1. Hayes Larks showing off abilities and giving clues that they're going to play the small ball. And another pitcher warming up for the Dodge City A's. That would be Christian Mikado warming up down in the bullpen. Work occurring over in the Larks bullpen as well. Looks to be Chris Gavaria for the Hayes Larks. Peaks of sun coming through as the sun sets. Jaslove again attempts to bunt. Goes foul. Now down in the count, 0-2. Jaslove now has to put the ball in play, but no longer an option. Zazarino will fire up high, and Jaslove ducks down. 1-2. Jaslow goes down on strikes. Umpire says he went around. That will be a strikeout for Zazarino, bringing up Jack Trosian for the Hayes Larks. Trosian flew out to left field his last time up. Faces Zazarino for the first time. Pitch is delivered low. Ball number 1. The count to Jack Trosian. Drive that one out into left center field. And the speedy Jimian comes around to score. So that RBI single with 1 out. Hayes Larks are back on the board, now leading this game 4-2. So that will put Tanner Rice at third, Jack Trosian at first. Tanner LaRue now at the plate for the Hayes Larks with 1 out. Frank Leo having a long conversation with Rice over at third. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here in Hayes. See the uniforms blowing around. Delivers that for strike number one. So the A's batting order coming into tonight's game have combined to draw 14 collective walks, but have struck out 48 times through the first 4 games of this season. Have been more patient tonight. Cummings will throw down, not in time, and Tarosian takes second. So 1-1 the count, with runners at first and second for the Hayes Larks. That ball is delivered down. Now 2-1 to Tyler LaRue. The A's have that one chopped foul just past the third baseman. 2-2 the count now to Tyler LaRue. Work continues in the bullpen for the Dodge City A's. Same for the Hayes Larks. Dodge City trailing this game 4-2. Runners at second and third for the Larks. Zazzarino's got his sign and delivers up high. Now full count to LaRue. The Hayes Larks, traditionally a hard-hitting, fast-running team, showing off that ability yet tonight. The payoff pitch fouled off. Extended a bat now for LaRue. Pitch coming from Zazzarino is driven out to center field. A high fly ball caught, but it will be deep enough, and the Larks will send Tanner Rice in to score for that sacrifice fly, and that will move Jack Tarosian over to third. That sacrifice fly extends the Hayes Lark lead, now 5-2. And runner at third for the Larks. And that brings up the catcher Brady Evans, who grounded out his last attempt. Zazzarino will deliver a curve high for ball number 1. So the first multi-run inning for the Hayes Larks tonight, after hanging 1 in the first, second, and third each. Now 2 scored. So 5 runs on 9 hits. The Hayes Larks have stranded 5 so far in this game. Zazzarino fires, but inside. Now 2-0. Lots of tradition, even with music here at Larks Park. Zazzarino delivers that one high at the letters. Now 3-0. Evans can afford to sit back and see what Zazarino has to deliver. As he finds himself up in the count, 3-0. After Evans will be Dreiling, the center fielder. Zazarino delivers strike number 1 over the outer half of the plate. 3-1 to Evans, the catcher for the Hayes Larks. That one's rolled out to shortstop Denbo, fires over to Cotto in time, and that ends the inning. The Larks score 2, but strand 1. And that will be the bottom of the order with Widener, Morrell, and Sandoval due up for the A's in the top of the 8th. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Top of the 8th, Hayes, Kansas. A's trailing this one 5-2, and the Larks call to the bullpen and go to a right-hander in Cress Echevarria. Echevarria now on the mound for the Larks. Will be the 4th pitcher the Larks have used in this game. We'll tell you about their pitching numbers coming up here shortly. Due up for the A's, hitting in the 9-hole is the left fielder, Michael Widener. Widener so far in this game is 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout. As he steps in to face Echevarria. So the Hayes Larks pitching staff have combined now for 7 innings of work, striking out 4 on 6 hits, walking 1. Both runs being solo shot home runs. Widener is up in the count, 1-0. Echevarria's got some heat on his fastball. That one's grounded over to second. Thrown over to first in time for out number 1. So that retires Widener. And we'll be back at the top of the order with Kyle Morrell. 1 for 3. and a strikeout in his last at bat. Wind continues to increase here in Hayes, and Akvaria fires wide to find himself on the count, now 1-0. Morel grounds that one up to the pitcher. He'll flip over to first in time, and now 2 out quickly for the Dodge City A's. Dodge now down to their final 4 outs in this game. Either tie it or take the lead, and that brings up the center fielder, Matthew Sandoval. Sandoval 0 for 2. Walked on his last at bat. Akvaria fires just wide of the outside part of the plate, ball number 1. So Akvaria has delivered a ball in his first pitch. All 3 batters he's faced so far. Sandoval ground that one back to Ekavaria. Again, pitches over to first in time, and the A's go down quickly, 1-2-3. And the A's are now down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. It is the bottom of the 8th coming up. You've been listening to A's Baseball. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th in Hayes, Kansas. Live from Larks Park in Schumacher and Nelson Field. It is the Dodge City A's and Hayes Larks. And the A's call to the bullpen. Brings in Christian Mikado for the A's. So Angelo Zazzarino will go 1 inning. Gives up 2 runs. The A's trying to hang a 0 and get back to work and cut into this 3-run deficit. Wind is definitely starting to pick up. Here in Hayes, Kansas. Mikado finishing his warm-up pitches. No other changes for the A's around the field. And it will be Dylan Dreiling leading off for the Hayes Larks. So the Larks now at bat, and Dreiling will look at first pitch up high for ball number 1. Zazzarino sees his night come to an end. So let's look at numbers for Christian Mikado as he delivers strike number 1. Christian Mikado coming into tonight's game has 2 innings of work in 2 games. 2 runs, both of those earned, walked 6, struck out 3, and hit 1. So that is the stat line for Christian Mikado coming into this game as he finds himself in a 2-1 count facing Dylan Dreiling. Dreiling will pop that one up high on the infield. And it is the catcher Alex Cummings ranging up the third base side, and he will come up with it. That is good work by catcher Cummings to get to that one, haul it in, and that is out number 1.
The third baseman, Palmer Hutchison.
That ball was hit high, well up above the netting and even the press box here. Cummings was able to track it down and haul it in, and now Palmer Hutchinson at bat for the Hayes Larks. He'll swing and miss at that pitch for strike number 1. Hutchinson 1 for 3 on the evening, grounded out his last time at bat. And the A's are looking to try to get back to work and try to tie or take the lead in the top of the 9th to pick up their first win of the season. Mikado will fire outside, evens a count at 1 apiece. Christian Mikado coming in tonight, a 9.0 ERA. That one's hit just past the third base bag to be fair, and that will be a stand-up double for Palmer Hutchinson. Extra base hit for Hutchinson. Brings up Hunter Rawson. 0 for 2, flew out his last time at bat. Mikado looking to try to get the A's back to bat. With only 3 more outs left to try to tie this game or win. Mikado fires outside, ball number 1. Mikado working from the third base side of the rubber. The left-handed pitcher. Comes set, throws down low for ball number 2. The A's will be off tomorrow night. A much-needed day to relax and recover before hosting the Great Bend Batcats at home at Cavalier Field Thursday evening. That game set for 7 p.m. first pitch. 3-0 the count. Now to Hunter Rawson. The A's will play host. So that 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second for the Larks. It'll be Leo Imian coming to bat, 2 for 3 in this game. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the A's will host at home at Cavalier Field. It will be the Colorado Springs Outlaws coming to town. All 3 of those games will be 7 p.m. starts. All home games for the Dodge City A's will start at 7 p.m. Jimian swings and misses at that one. Now down in the count, 0-2 with 1 away. But runners on first and second. To the count to Jimian. Fires outside, well out into the opposite batter's box for ball number 2. Mikado delivers high, 3-2. So payoff pitch coming for Mikado. The A's are trying to keep this one at a 5-2 game. That one delivered inside, and that will load the bases. That will bring out head coach Chris Woodruff to have a conversation with his infield. So the A's will host Great Bend on Thursday, then another 3-game homestand with the Colorado Springs Outlaws Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. An off game Monday. Travel for a non-league game on Tuesday the 14th. That game in Augusta, Kansas against the Kansas Cannons. The A's will return home on Wednesday the 15th for a game against the Liberal BJs. Another off day the 16th, and then begin a long road trip, 6 days in Colorado against multiple teams in the Rocky Mountain League. So that outlines the next couple of weeks for the Dodge City A's. And it is Tanner Rice at bat for the Hayes Larks, 0 for 3. Drew a walk his last time at bat. Rice will foul that one off down the first base line. Now down in the count 0-2. Mikado delivers for ball number 1. Mikado delivers, and that one's fouled off to leave the count at 1-2. Two and two the count for Mikado. After that wild pitch, the Hayes Larks have now scored in all but the 5th, 4th and 6th innings. And that payoff pitch misses, and it is another base on balls. And that brings up Austin Jaslov, struck out his last time at bat. 1 for 4 in this ball game. The A's pitching staff struggling to find the zone here in these later innings. Mikado fires high for ball 1. Hayes Larks led off, popped up to in foul territory, fielded by Cummings. Then a double, and have walked 3 consecutively. That ball is driven high and deep out to left field, and it will be a grand slam. So that 2-0 count comes back to haunt Mikado. And it is a grand slam for Austin Jaslov. And the Hayes Larks have broke this game open, now leading 10-2. So that will bring up Jack Tarosian to the plate. Tarosian 2 for 4 in this game. Singled his last time at bat. 1 away for the Larks. So Mikado will fire, catches his own for strike number 1. Mikado will fire that one. Comes in low, gets away from the catcher Cummings. Ball number 1. So far in this game, Tanner Rice has scored twice. Austin Jaslov has scored twice. Tarosian scores once. Tarosian will send that one out to left field. Widener in to catch it. That is out number 2 for the Hayes Larks. So far in this game, Tyler LaRue and Brady Evans are the only 2 Larks in this batting order that have not scored. Strike 1 to LaRue. He'll look at strike number 2. The lower part of the strike zone. That one's delivered up high for ball 1. So the A's coming up in the top of the 9th. We'll have O'Sullivan, Cummings, and Duran due up. And Mikado delivers down low. That one skirts away from Cummings. Evens a count at 2. A's have to score 8. That one's driven well out to right field, and it is Kyle Morrell there to haul it in. And the A's are down to their last 3 outs to score 8 runs to extend. You've been listening to A's Baseball. It is the top of the ninth, and the A's are down to their last 3 outs, trying to score 8 and extend this game, trailing 10-2. Here in Hays, Kansas, it is Brendan O'Sullivan leading off for the A's, facing Chris Echevarria. Sullivan will swing and miss at pitch number 1. So 0-1 the count to O'Sullivan. Sullivan will swing and miss. Now strike number 2. Sullivan 0 for 3 so far. He's hit into 2 line drives in this game. Cavaria delivers down low. 1-2. That one's delivered outside and low. Now 2-2. Sullivan will drive that one down the right field line, but twisting foul and into the bullpen. We'll do the 2-2 over again. Varia delivers up high. Now the count is full. Payoff pitch coming for Echevarria. Brendan O'Sullivan looking for some redemption. Sullivan will draw the walk. And it is a leadoff walk, and the A's are in business with catcher Alex Cummings coming to the plate. Cummings 2 for 3 on the evening. Cummings came up with the big first out in the last inning, ranging up the third base line and gathering a high towering pop-up in foul territory. He'll take a big healthy swing at that one, but misses. 0-1. Cummings steps back in. Echevarria throws over to first to check on the runner, O'Sullivan. And it is Ruby Duran warming up in the on-deck circle, due up next. Aria delivers and fouled off by Cummings, now down in the count, 0-2. Yeah, A's are looking to a much-needed day off tomorrow and an opportunity to work with young children and teach them the game of baseball. Cummings grounds over to first, thrown over to second in the fielder's choice. So that'll erase O'Sullivan. A's still have a runner on first, and Cummings after that fielder's choice. So that will bring up Ruby Duran to the plate. Echevarria will throw over, and it will be an E1 error that allows Cummings to advance to second. So that overthrow puts runner in scoring position for the A's. And a costly error committed by the Hays Larks. So Duran 0 for 3 in this game, has grounded out all 3 times. Has not seen a pitch yet from Echevarria. Strike 1 to Duran. Cummings gets his lead off. Duran will drive that one back up past the pitcher over to shortstop. Throw over is in time, pulls the first baseman off, but makes the tag for out number 2, but more importantly advances Cummings to third.
The first baseman, number 15, Tyler Kozo.
So that will bring up first baseman Tyler Cotto. 1 for 3 on the evening, struck out in his last attempt, and the A's are now down to their final out. Trying to cut into the Hayes Larks lead. Echevarria fires and delivers, swing and miss by Cotto, strike number 1. Echevarria's got some power behind his pitch. The A's are having a hard time catching up to it. Say that, and Cotto drives one down the right field line. It'll be a stand-up single. So that will bring Hospital around to score, the courtesy runner for the Dodge City A's.
Now batting for Dodge City, the second baseman, number 7, Tyler Kobe.
So Tyler Toby now up to bat for the A's, and he will foul one off towards the first base dugout. Down in the count, 0-1. Tyler Cotto over at first after that RBI single that scored Hospital. Sorry, Hospital. Toby will take a big swing and a miss at that one. Down in the count, 0-2. We'll have your final game numbers coming up at the conclusion of this game. Reminder, the A's will be off tomorrow. Back in action with non-league play on Thursday. First pitch, 7 p.m. from Cavalier Field. 1-2 the count to Toby. That one delivered down low, evens the count at 2 apiece. Echevarria delivers that one outside, and the count now full. Payoff pitch coming, and we'll see if patience will pay off for the Dodge City A's. Echevarria's got his sign and come set. Delivers inside. And I'm not sure if that actually grazed Toby or missed. Either way, Toby is on base. So runners at first and second for the Dodge City A's, and that brings up Brock Denbo. He's grounded out in his last at bat, 0 for 3 on the evening. Denbo looking for a little bit of redemption, and what sweet redemption it would be right now. He'll look at pitch one down low. Cavaria has thrown just 27 pitches against the Dodge City A's, 15 of those for strikes. Catches the zone with that one and evens the count at 1 apiece. Dembo will swing and miss, now down in the count, 1-2. That one's fired outside, just misses, evens the count at 2 apiece. Dembo showing off his patience in the batter's box. Looking to continue to extend the opportunities for the A's, but he will swing and miss. Go down on strikes, and that will end the game for the A's. So we'll go ahead and look at your final game numbers. The A's score 1 in the first on a leadoff solo shot from Kyle Morrell. Will score again in the second on another solo shot over left field. That one hit by Tyler Cotto. And then don't score again until the ninth. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, 5 left on board for the A's. And the Hayes Larks score in all but the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. And it is the disastrous 8th, where the Larks score 5 in that one for 10 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, 6 left aboard for the Hayes Larks. And that is your final game numbers from Larks Park in Hayes, Kansas. And I'd like to thank pitching staff that continues to help make this broadcast possible by coming up and helping with live score, and for all of the Dodge City A's sponsors that support us, helping with our travel. I've been Justin Hergert saying thank you and good night from Hayes, America. We'll be back Thursday evening, first pitch 7 p.m. from Cavalier Field. Good night.